Welcome back in to Talkin Tech. Hometeam Brandon Leak, the College Football Hall of Famer, the Super Bowl champion, the all-time leading passer at Georgia Tech, the Davey O'Brien Award winner, and the All-American Joe Hamilton here Talkin Tech. Coach Sean Nerny, we're here, and our hearts are filled with happiness. The Jackets go down to Miami, and they get a win 28-21 in overtime. A well-played and well-coached game. There were some execution moments of happiness, some places where you didn't execute. At the end of the day, it was 4 quarters and an overtime where the Jackets deserved what they got. For me, guys, it was defense. The fact that you got the stops that you needed, you forced the special teams unit to go and execute for Miami. They were unable to do so, and every play you made in the second half all added up to a chance to win the game, and you took your shot and you took advantage.
Yeah, you know what I saw? I saw a team prepare during the week, all about them, all about executing. When you look at the first drive and you send an all-out blitz, and you hear Coach Collins talk about it in the presser that they have been working on that for weeks and weeks now, and the players just finally got better, and he's able or felt comfortable calling it in the game, and that result is a sack, fumble, touchdown. And to end the ball game when their tight end got stopped on 4th and 4. That was the same blitz that you went back to and had confidence in. So to start the game, you had confidence in the call, working on it during the week. And to end the game, you still had confidence on within that play call to call it during the game. So that's showing that Coach Collins and his staff is getting what he wants out of the guys week to week and game by game. And also, I like the fact that haven't we been in a overtime game before? We lost. Learning experiences, being able to play the extra quarter, growing pains. And one more thing I must mention, Nerny, every time somebody comes to the sideline, it seems as though they are getting coached up. They're getting a talking to, not because they did anything wrong, just because going into the next series, going into the previous series, what can we do in this game to get better? It's steadily being coached up in the developmental time or period that Coach Collins talks about all the time. I think I'm seeing it happen in the front of my eyes right now.
Yeah, it seems like leading up into this past weekend's game, you would have like one side of the football outperforming the other week to week. This week, it was, all 3 phases. You said special teams, defense, offense. There's just a total team win. The way that
yes.
We talked last week, the defense. How do we get stops against Miami? How do we have success? And we talked about, listen, if you could shut down the running game in Miami, put it on Perry, the freshman quarterback, to make the throws on 3rd down. I like the matchup against our secondary. Well, what you saw the front 7 a little bit bend don't break against the run at times, but they did enough to set up 3rd down plays where it was 3rd down and 5, 3rd down and 6, where Miami had to throw the football. And Georgia Tech secondary, guys, watching these guys, Wanye, Tariq Carpenter, Milton,
Trace Willing.
Oh my God, all these guys, Walton on the outside.
I wish I could play like all those guys.
It's remarkable to see the way they played. Yeah. As good as we saw those guys play against Clemson in week 1, they took it to a whole nother level this past Saturday.
Yeah, I think the thing was that they were very calm and controlled. And to your point, Joe, learning lessons. What Coach Collins is saying, that this team is getting better every week. He said it last week. It might not look like it, but they are getting better at a lot of things every week. And to see the offense get in the end zone, to see special teams put one in the end zone, to see the defense come up with the stops early and at the end of regulation to give everybody a chance in a win. I just think that that is a great example of what Coach Collins is talking about. Everybody, every phase is getting better regardless of the result. Even if Tech had not won the game, they still would have been better, and we could see it.
Yes, and that game was not mistake-free.
No.
Man, you're talking about going in for a go-ahead score, and Mason fumbles. And you didn't see anybody with their head down. You saw everybody clapping like, hey, I've got your back. Watch me make a play. You got Coach Collins infusing energy, telling the guys, the whole entire team, not just the offense where you normally score, and we had a score on the special teams as well. The first touchdown, that celebration is on me. Let it loose. Have fun is what he's basically saying. And now that permeates through recruiting, your culture, building that foundation on a rock that is really all about us. And what about, I don't know how you look at it, Sean, because sometimes you look at the 7th-ranked defense and you're able to rush for 207 yards. Is that anomaly? Is Miami not well coached? I look at it as those guys game plan and saw something. Coach Brent Key, offensive line coach, is getting this offensive line to gel together, and you just went out and dominated a very, very good front.
Right. Well, you didn't ask your offensive line to overpower the defensive line for Miami. You did read option over and over again. And week 1, read option. They were fumbling a lot offensively, Georgia Tech. Now it's looking crisp. I can't say enough for the way James Graham and all 3 of the running backs, Howard, Mason, even Jemias Griffin getting in there with
Boy, if his foot just didn't touch a little bit of line, he's in the house.
Those guys, the way they ran the rock, and Mason in particular, that guy does not go down on first contact. Ever. So yeah, the way that those guys were setting the tone there, and then another wrinkle that we saw this week with was Tobias Oliver playing a lot more out in the receiver, getting him on some sweet plays, and he looked very comfortable. Looks like he's picking that position up pretty good.
Great point, Nerny. You're going to see Tobias Oliver get more playing time. Why? Because he's learning a new position. Right. He's learning a new position with different intricacies, different depths. So you want to get the ball in his hand as he grows. You're going to see the wide receiver core grow a lot. Man, I just want to say shout out to the whole entire staff because now you're seeing what he's preaching. And James Graham. That's 2 straight games now without a turnover. Right. And now he's been over there 2 times, right on the road starting. So he's building valuable experience. And remember, sack fumble by a redshirt freshman, recovered by a true freshman. 2 redshirt freshmen forcing and recovering a fumble. And then you got a true freshman, Jemias Griffin, in the running back, in the backfield. That bodes well for recruiting. Come here, you can play.
Well, they have some time off. The next game, they'll be at home. Homecoming should be a lot of fun.
Yes.
Get fervor around juice in the building.
Yes.
For homecoming, November 2nd, as Pitt comes in. The biggest thing is to make sure that you don't let this win, and a big win, get in the way of the mission of getting better for the next game. And so now you have a chance to get some bodies healthy, and then you should have a great crowd and a great ambiance inside of Bobby Dodd Stadium.
What should be my expectation going forward?
You should expect to play tough and be there to win at the end.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm seeing.
Did I say 3 more wins?
Listen, you tighten up the little things, and you'll see that. I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am seeing the way the offense ran this past Saturday. Looking ahead to a year, 2 years from now, when we solidify the offensive line, what this offense is going to be able to put up, because they look pretty damn good on Saturday.
All right, next up, Pitt at home, November 2nd, as Georgia Tech will be on their home field for homecoming. We'll talk to you soon. For Joe Hamilton, Sean Nerny, I'm Home Team. We'll see you next time, Talkin' Tech.